What's up, guys? Will Nye, the turf grass guy here, and this morning I want to talk to you about worm castings and why they pose an issue for turf grass managers in fine turf such as golf course greens. First and foremost, I want to make it abundantly clear that earthworms are extremely beneficial for your soil, and I'm not in any way encouraging you to try and eradicate them from your personal lawn. So you might be asking, what are earthworm castings or worm castings? Think of your lawn soil profile or a golf course green soil profile as being an endless all-you-can-eat buffet of nutrients that earthworms are able to traverse through and eat any and everything that they see as far as organic matter goes, microorganisms, etc., and break it all down. Just like human beings, when we eat too much, we have to expel that waste. That's what earthworm castings are. It's when these earthworms are traversing through this area and they're eating, at some point they have to expel this waste, and that's what you get is a little dirt hill of basically organic waste matter that has gone through the digestive system of the earthworm. Another name that you may know worm castings as is vermicompost. A lot of times you will see these in your garden center. People use them on their plants, flowers, etc. They're extremely rich in nutrients, and they are extremely beneficial to the soil structure, but they cause some issues for us in fine turf management. So at the end of the day, we are managing this turf grass for the game of golf. One of the ways that we do that to the best of our ability is to get the playing surface as smooth and as immaculate as possible. So one of the ways that we're able to keep such a nice smooth putting surface and such a nice even cut is by our mowers being equipped with rollers on them. However, when you get out here early in the morning and there's moisture level on the greens such as dew, and you factor in those earthworm castings with the roller and the dew, it makes a giant mess. Think of like a something just rolling and collecting and collecting and collecting onto the roller, and what happens is that throws your height of cutoff completely. So unless you're sitting there on every single pass that you're making, scraping that stuff off, which we just don't have the time to do, then you're going to get a very ugly cut. Not only that, you're going to be leaving smeared worm castings all over the green, and then you got golfers out here trying to putt and there's just junk all over the greens. It's just a disaster. There's a couple different times a year when we see worm castings more than others. Obviously, when the weather is favorable, when it's warmer out or it's colder out, they are going to dive deeper into the soil and not be as present on the surface. However, there are ways to alleviate this. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of great detail about that, but there are products like Arena is an insecticide that makes the surface less than favorable for earthworms. I think Anderson's has a product called Castaway DG that basically what it does is put something on the surface that is bitter to the earthworms, so when they taste that, they go further down into the surface. It doesn't harm them, it just repels them away from the surface, and in turn we don't end up with worm castings all over the green. Also, you can run water early in the morning to try and knock them down some. The water, the irrigation is less sticky than the dew, so it helps to repel that somewhat. But I just wanted to get on and talk about this morning because I'm dealing with it this morning, as we haven't sprayed anything in a while and the earthworms are showing up on the surface a good bit. But like I said, I'm not trying to encourage anyone to eradicate earthworms from their lawn. They are extremely beneficial to us, but I just wanted to share some of that information with you guys.